If you're not using Perplexity AI, you are missing out on the greatest AI search engine that exists today. So this is going to serve as a simple tutorial on everything you need to know on both the free and paid pro version of Perplexity, so that at the end of this video, you will no longer be perplexed about all the things that you can do with Perplexity AI, and you'll realize why it is such a powerful and useful tool, especially when it comes to research and academia. So with that being said, without further ado, let's dive in. So the first thing you're going to want to do is navigate to perplexity.ai, and you're going to set up a free account for yourself. Now, Perplexity touts itself as an AI-powered Swiss Army knife for information discovery, research, and curiosity. You can basically query Perplexity for anything you want, and as you see, we're on the basic version. We'll switch to Pro in a second, but I just want to point this out, that when you put in any prompt, like let's say, how can I improve my website's performance using SEO techniques to rank higher in Google search? So before we simply click this sideways arrow to go ahead and get results, what we're going to do is we're going to click on focus. Here we can actually select what type of answer we're wishing for. So in this case, I probably want to search across the entire internet. So I'll use web, and we'll cover some of these other ones. For instance, academic, that's searching for published academic papers. You might do this if you're looking for the most successful, innovative hip replacement or something like that. Math is obvious. That's for solving equations, finding numerical answers. Writing is going to be more similar to Google's Gemini or OpenAI's ChatGPT. It's going to be more creative and behave like a large language model. It's not really going to real-time search the web and do any research for you in that sense. And then we also have video, so discover and watch videos, and social. This is where you search for discussions and opinions. So during the election, if you were curious on why Trump is so hated or why Trump might be a good president, this is something that you might want to search for social to see what the conversation is among us common folk. So now I'll select one of the options here, and you'll see that the option that's selected, the icon will become teal. So if I selected academic, you could see it's a little bit teal colored now. So here, the focus is going to be web, and then I will send this through. Here's why Perplexity is so powerful, because not only does it cite sources, it went ahead and navigated the internet and did the research for us, it also goes ahead and organizes it, I believe, better than ChatGPT does, and definitely better than Google Gemini does. And here you can see that it actually lists the sources. So it is cited for everything it's saying. It could show us the source that it's pulling it from. Over here on the right-hand side, we can see that it also provides images to do with SEO. Now, one thing I take issue with the Perplexity platform as of today is that you can't no longer see the tab for videos, and you can't really X out of this. There's no way to X out of this image thing. So I really hope that they do fix that. And I'll show you what I mean in a second by reloading this. And you'll see that now I can see the search videos and the generate image tab. So if we go to search videos, you'll actually see that it's providing us with some helpful videos that we could go ahead and watch. Most of these are simply YouTube tutorials. And we can also generate images. Now's a good time to point out that we're using the free version, and I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade to the professional version, which is $20 a month, and show you the difference of what happens when you use Pro. So when you're simply using the basic free version of Perplexity, you're really just getting quick search, which gives you really fast and somewhat basic answers. When you use the professional version, you get access to Pro Search, which goes a lot deeper and further. It sometimes asks you for details, it considers preferences, and basically is a deeper dive and delivers much more helpful results. However, the basic version is still pretty gnarly. So as you can see in the free version, you get unlimited quick searches, which you obviously get in Pro as well. but you only get 3 pro searches per day on the free platform. On the professional platform, you get 300 plus pro searches per day. You also see that the free version uses just the standard Perplexity AI model optimized for speed and quality, whereas in the professional, you can select your preferred AI model. So you can use the latest ChatGPT model, you can use the latest Anthropic model, which is Claude 3. You can also have access to Sonar Large, which is Llama 3.1, that is courtesy of Meta. And you can see that you can upload and analyze unlimited files. You can visualize answers using OpenAI's DALL-E or Playground AI. And there's just a lot more features. So if you'd like to try the Pro model, we actually can when we use certain queries. And now is an important time to point out that when I got this result, you'll see towards the bottom here that I can ask a follow-up question. I can even upload different documents, which we'll cover a little bit later. But what I want to show is you can always toggle this to on, and you get 3 pro searches per day. So if you're going to use Perplexity AI not too often, you can just get away with not paying $20 a month and just doing 3 pro searches per day and a bunch of other quick searches, which you have an unlimited amount to use. So for follow-up, I'll ask, are backlinks really helpful for local SEO of my website so that I can rank higher on Google search? And over here, I will send this through and you'll see that Pro Search, it's doing a little bit more digging. It is researching online. It's tackling it for you. It typically takes a little bit longer, but it's going to produce results that are a lot more in depth. And this is so helpful. I've been using Perplexity AI more and more. Obviously, there are still reasons to use Google search and such, but if you're not trying Perplexity AI, you're missing out. And again, it's pulled up some images for us. It also pulled up some helpful video tutorials for us. So it's a one-stop shop. It really is a Swiss Army knife of search engine type research. And over here, you'll see that it gives an in-depth answer. And also, I want to point out that at the bottom of any answer to your prompt, you can go ahead and share the link to this answer. You can ask for it to rewrite the answer. Maybe you're not pleased with it for some reason, and you don't want to even give it any feedback. You just want it to rewrite it. You can also copy it so that you can paste it somewhere. You can edit your original query. So if I select that, you will see that now it has pulled up the query that I just sent through, and here I can go ahead and adjust my prompt. And lastly, if we click on these 3 dots here, you can actually view the sources of where it went ahead and research. So over here you see that it actually shows the sources, and if I want to go to the direct source and actually read it for myself, I can simply click and do that, which is extremely helpful. And we can also report it. So if we don't like this response or we think something inappropriate happened, you always want to help out these platforms. Again, they're all in beta stages, right? So you always want to give it feedback so that it improves, and we can also delete it. If you delete it, you obviously can't get it back. Now I want to show you guys what this plus icon does, because as a follow-up, I can actually add text or PDF files to help in my research. So what I'll do is I'll go back to my company website. Again, I'm a web developer, build out a ton of websites. And here I have a section that says why choose Promo Ambitions of North Jersey and NYC for SEO optimized websites and online marketing in 2024. What I'm going to do is copy this. And here I copied the language into a Microsoft Word document, and I'm going to save it on my PC, and then I'll go ahead and upload it to Perplexity AI and see if it can go ahead and recommend to me maybe how to word things differently or if I did a good job. So once I click on the plus icon, I'm going to select SEO wording, which is the file that I just saved, and you'll see that it uploads it. And then I can ask a follow-up question. I'm going to say, this is the language on my homepage for my services. Is there anything I can do better? ? I will send this through. And now it went ahead and reviewed and analyzed the provided homepage language for clarity, engagement, and SEO effectiveness, and it's generating suggestions from improving the homepage content based on best practices in SEO and user engagement. It also went ahead and read through my entire document. So here it says the homepage language for Promo Ambitions of North Jersey and NYC is generally well written and informative. However, there are a few areas where you can improve it to make it more SEO friendly and engaging for potential clients. Here are some suggestions. options, keyword optimization, content structure, call to action, unique selling proposition, social proof, mobile optimization, yada yada. This is so helpful. Think of it, if I'm consulting clients, which I do very often, I use this tool because it is so good at researching and providing potential solutions. Now, me as the expert, I don't just copy and paste this into my brain and then regurgitate it during the meeting. I go ahead and I pick what I know works from this and what I know is not maybe too helpful of suggestions, because these AI tools are still tools that us humans, us subject matter experts, use to combine with our experience to be a productivity multiplier and absolutely crush it and like have a team of assistants with anything that we're trying to accomplish. So here, how I use Perplexity AI often is I'll do research and then I will nitpick what is useful, and then I will go and circle back to my clients and provide really helpful, useful information, and that is helping me grow my business and my credibility even more, which is awesome. So as far as research, Perplexity AI is an absolute monster. Now, if I want to start a new thread, I can simply do that by hitting Control I on my keyboard, and then it allows me to now start a new conversation. And I'm going to ask it, can you explain stop limit orders in Coinbase for me, please? Now here, the focus is also going to be web, and I'm going to send this through as a pro search. Now, this is getting me excited because not only is it giving me a very detailed response, actually in the video suggestions, it is suggesting my video that I created years ago. So this is actually wild. I absolutely love this. And this is hilarious. Bitcoin used to be priced at less than $17,000 not too long ago. So whoever's in it, I hope you're making an absolute killing. But to get back to Perplexity, you can see that I've actually used up all my pro searches, and it's trying to tease us and say pro search considers twice as many sources when searching for your answer, and I have 0 searches left today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get more pro searches, and here I can get Perplexity Pro, and so I'm going to go ahead and sign up. So here I'm going to go ahead and sign up for the pro account so that I can show you all the features. I do want to point out that if you choose the annual billing option, you actually get to save $40 because it only charges you $200 a year versus $20 per month, which would add up to $240 a year. You're only paying $200. My suggestion is if you're going to try Perplexity Pro, go monthly because these tools are advancing so much. Another tool might surpass Perplexity AI, or you might just get bored with it or find a better tool or not find it too useful down the line, and that way you don't waste money. So I always try to do monthly subscriptions to these platforms. So now that we have a pro account, let's cover the settings options within Perplexity AI. And by the way, if your left-hand panel ever looks like this, you just have to hit on this horizontal arrow icon, and that will expand your panel once again, and you'll be able to see all of your information. So the way to get to settings is you hit this gear icon here, and then you'll see that we have some general settings. So for instance, we can change the appearance. So maybe if you live in a basement and you don't like light, you could change it to dark mode. You can also change the language used in the user interface. You can also disable auto-suggest. And what auto-suggest is it completes the suggestions while typing a query. So for example, if I say, how do I fix an electrical, you will see here that the rest of it, they actually suggested to say outlet that doesn't work. And if I hit tab, then it actually fills that in, and now I could search for it and I'll get the whole shebang. It'll do the research for me. It'll give me my sources while at the same time providing videos and other helpful information. I also want to point something out that I really appreciate, and that is that there are no ads. As you see here, I'm not seeing any ads. I hope it stays that way. Who knows? Once a platform becomes really successful, they like to monetize any which way they can. But for now, I really appreciate that it is ad-free. Going back to settings, one other thing we can do is personalize our profile by adding an avatar. So this part I really appreciate. It gives you the option to disallow Perplexity from using your data in order to improve their AI models. Now, me personally, I leave this toggled on because I so much appreciate these amazing AI tools and I want them to improve. So I'm okay with them using my data to go ahead and improve themselves. So with the Pro version, you can really have a personalized, comprehensive search experience where you get to choose your AI model. And you could see here that you could choose from Anthropic's Claude Sonnet. You can choose from Anthropic's Claude Haiku, Grok 2, that is Elon Musk's version of AI, right? XAI. You can use Sonar Large, Sonar Huge, which are trained by Perplexity based on the Llama model. You can also utilize ChatGPT 4o, which is the latest advanced model by OpenAI. It's amazing that they give this option. I haven't seen another tool that allows you to do that. For the image generation model, you can also choose. Maybe you like DALL-E 3. Maybe you like Stable Diffusion XL. Let's also talk about this really helpful section here called Profile. Here is where you can share information to Perplexity, so it goes ahead and tailors the responses based on what you tell it. The profile that you give it is going to be private, and it's only used to instruct Perplexity to be more useful to you. You can obviously adjust this at any time you please. So in my example, I am going to change the location to New Jersey, and I'm going to tell it a little bit about myself. So here I'll say I'm a web developer and entrepreneur. I work as an AI consultant, and I have a tech tutorial YouTube channel. Now, why is this helpful? Because maybe I'm asking it a question about something like machine learning and AI, and now that it knows this information, it might give me a little bit more of an advanced response versus if I told it, hey, I'm, a 16-year-old soccer player and I'm really into technology, right? So it's helpful to go ahead and let it know who you are, because it could curate responses that are going to be more applicable to what you're looking for, hopefully. Another reason it's helpful is when you go to Discover. Now, remember, Perplexity is positioning itself to be an AI search engine. So the purpose of this is it's curating a lot of articles and knowledge and information that it hopes you will find to be entertaining or informative. So let's go back over to the left-hand side. And over here, we already discovered the home search feature, the new threads, obviously, Discover. And now let's discuss Spaces. And this is actually a really helpful place to organize all your threads and files by project or topic, and you can easily collaborate with others and organize your research. So I want to create a knowledge hub about local SEO for local doctors' offices in North Jersey. So here I'll create a space. The title is going to be Local SEO Strategies for Doctors. I'll use a laptop as the emoji over here. For description, I will say a discussion of all the helpful local SEO tips for medical practitioners in North Jersey. The AI model I want to use for this will actually be GPT-4o, so I will actually select the AI model. And the custom instructions I'm going to give it is to use a professional consultant style tone. I will hit continue. And now if I select the space that says local SEO strategies for doctors, I can now start a thread. I can also attach documents. So I might start a thread that says, what are the most helpful local SEO strategies in 2024 for doctors' offices? And for sources, I will select web. Now, what is space files? Well, here I can actually attach images, text, and PDFs. So maybe I've done my own research, or I have my own magic sauce as far as ranking certain clients so that they climb the Google search results ladder. And so I want to attach these findings so that it could both factor in the web and the space files that I have attached. But since I haven't attached anything, I'll just leave it as web, and then I'll hit enter. So here we can see that it provided, again, a really helpful answer. It also provided a bunch of content as well. And what's neat is at the end of this, it's actually giving us some related questions that we can follow up with. For instance, what role does patient reviews play in local SEO for medical practices? If I go ahead and click that plus icon, you will now see that Perplexity AI is going to do research on this question. And also, this is all going to be saved in the same space. Furthermore, we can add documents to this. And what's really brilliant about this is I can add people to go ahead and collaborate with me on a certain space. So you can see that if I click spaces here, you can see that currently it's set to private. Well, if I select it and then I go up here to invite, I can go ahead and actually invite contributors. And this way we can collaborate with each other on this space. I can also go ahead and share this space. I can share it as a link. I can also share it on some of these social media platforms. And if we come over here to library, so in your library you have threads, and you could start a new thread by simply clicking that plus icon, and you can also see your past threads here. Pages is something interesting that Perplexity has introduced into their platform, and the purpose of it is basically to create, organize, and share information in an article-looking format, and then you can publish your work to growing library of user-generated content. It's also really helpful for, let's say, educators who want to develop helpful study guides for students, breaking down really complicated topics into easily digestible content. Researchers can create reports on their findings. Hobbyists can share their passions by creating engaging guides that inspire others to explore new interests. So let me show you how it works here. Let's say for pages, I'm going to hit the plus icon here, and I will say that the page is about how GFCI outlets work. Now, I see something here that I clearly don't like. Over here, it's saying that this is the test and this is the reset, but as you can see, if you actually read it, it's backwards. So that is problematic, and I'll probably give feedback to Perplexity on that. However, I read through the actual language here, and this is amazing. The way they explain it, how in-depth they go. Again, there's always sources. Always do your due diligence. Right now, these AI models are like incredibly impressive, brilliant folks that party hardcore on the weekends, and you have to fact check them always. Don't just take it as gospel, even with a tool like Perplexity AI. As you can see here, clearly is making a mistake. Test and reset should be reversed. And so hopefully that's demystified Perplexity AI for you. I do want to point out I have been in the AI game for a long time. I work as an AI consultant at my own company, Promo Ambitions LLC, and I also do a lot of presentations and talks. And all that is to say that if you're getting into AI, if you just put in the honest, gritty work and you learn some of these platforms and you realize how you can leverage them to streamline operations and such, you too can help a lot of the local businesses obtain solutions for some common problems and work more efficiently. So with that being said, I hope I did a good job explaining Perplexity AI for you. And this video did take a lot of time, so if you want to help me out, please click on the affiliate link in the description of the video or the comments section, and I will see all of you in the next video.